to set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
It's Animation Weekend, aka Patters 2025. Pixar, Disney. I just like to call these movies, this is a Pixar movie, because this feels like a Pixar movie. ELIO, a movie that the internet dogpiled. A somewhat troubling story came out about this movie, and let's just say, the internet derailed this effort yet again, I'll say. Now, outside of Inside Out, we really don't have much to discuss when it comes to Pixar. This whole episode, it's a full bag, baby. Meaning, we have Pixar to discuss. We have the online drama about ELIO. We have Pete Docter, the guy in charge of Pixar. He went into this movie. He got new people on board. They, in my view, did a wonderful job in making this movie presentable. A through-line story. The quality of ELIO. The design work. I think this movie is nothing but fun. I think the kid in this movie is nothing but fun. You feel so sorry for him sometimes. And when he's finally able to make friends, and they're alien friends, you just love this kid and you root for him. That's the element that makes this a Pixar movie. The definition of a Pixar movie is to be discussed. There's just a lot here, and some of it too is like the current state of American animation through the eyes of Pixar. I just want to say, I think this movie's fun. This movie's watchable. This movie is, if we live in an age where some people are paranoid if some of our entertainment is too woke, this, in my view, is woke free. So you got a thumbs up there. And these are all things we shouldn't discuss or try and breach when we talk about animation and cartoons. But the world is complex. It's further complicated by the monstrosity of the internet, where low-level opinions get attention, and that goes all the way around. I'm not sure where to take this episode. Everything that I already brought up, in my view, is an episode of itself. We can do a rise and fall of Pixar episode. We can do the methods that, let's just say, the live action guys picked up through Pixar, their development process. Pixar changed that, the collaboration within a film production, the way Pixar market tests their ideas as the production marches along, and the idea shapes and gets molded, and what's the end point of that is a deliverable product that has a guaranteed reception. Pixar changed entertainment, aka Patters. Anything that comes with the Pixar name deserves attention for that reason alone. I am guilty of that, aka Patters. If we just get into, and look, this movie is a full recommendation. I'm just going to keep saying that as I speak, because I can already tell this episode is, we're drifting away from ELIO. We're talking more about some of this other stuff. If we go through Pixar's filmography, I will say this. Here we go. 1995, Toy Story. Absolutely groundbreaking. And a time where we had original characters that just seemed perfect. Bug's Life. Toy Story 2. Now we have one of the great sequels of all time. Monsters, Inc. Finding Nemo. The Incredibles. Then we get Cars. And Cars becomes this other entity. That movie, the last scene in Cars, like the last moments of that race, it's some of the best. It's cinema. It's not even cartoon or animation. We get a little bit of a skit. We get rumors of a lost production and there's help that needs to come on board. So Brad Bird from The Incredibles comes on board Ratatouille and makes that movie into something. I've only seen Ratatouille one time. There's nothing bad I can say about it. And then we get this Ratatouille 2007. We can argue at one. This is a little bit of a skid, but it's a really good skid. Cars. I just want to say this about Cars. Cars becomes a merchandising conglomerate. I mean, so my friends have kids. Their kids just have cases upon cases of cars. It's insane. And Cars bleeds out into this whole other franchise. And then we get, let's just say, back-to-back artistry. We get WALL-E and we get Up. Again, there's a Pixar feeling to these movies. There's also the antagonists of these films. When it comes to WALL-E and it comes to Up, the antagonists, they're not Pixar characters. See, later we get nothing but Pixar characters. And I think this is the real pushback against some of these films. So we'll cross that bridge very soon. 2010. This is now we have a problem. Pixar just comes off as a sequel factory. Nobody wants this, and it's too close to the Disney straight to video animated sequel era, which no one liked except for the Disney bean counters. We're talking Little Mermaid 2 and 3. We're talking about Aladdin 2 and 3. Peter Pan. Everything got a sequel or a prequel. And some of them are good too. But people wanted some of those stories to exist solely amongst themselves. This is an issue that always comes up with sequels. So we get Toy Story 3, Cars 2. And in 2012, this is me talking here, AKAPAD. See, I've always dated. I always had girlfriends. When I dated, it was like sometimes multiple dates in one day. Some weekends were just like, my dating life is so much of a downhill race. It's like a downhill avalanche. But animation, like at this point, I will say, the animation became a way to see a movie with a woman, because it was so widely accepted by this point, which is, again, like the American culture shifting. Brave comes out, and there's no interest in anywhere like within my life to go see Brave. And I want to say at the time too, not living in the coolest, best conditions, and just not having a lot of resources, and this is relatively too of a time where I just had a portable DVD player for entertainment and the internet. So it was only a few DVDs and Justin.tv, which people will show entire film catalogs on Justin.tv. So Brave kind of comes and goes, right? And then we get here we go. Monsters University. Another sequel, another prequel. It doesn't feel Pixar. And then, let's just say 2009 up. It's not until 2015 that Pixar strikes it again with Inside Out. And Inside Out, even right now, is a staple to watch. Now, I tried watching Inside Out. I believe since then, I've seen it twice, but I tried watching it. Just, boom. And I didn't like some of the way Inside Out short sells the emotional cycle of a person and just kind of excuses it as abstinence. And I think it downplays how some people truly feel when they're troubled, and these are individuals too. The comic book space, the online space, you have these people reaching out to you, and I want to feel like at times, because I make myself available. I'm part social worker sometimes when it comes to dealing with troubled individuals, and I do my very best for them, but there's only so much you can do. So Inside Out captures the imagination. And then we get, in 2015, we get The Good Dinosaur. I've never seen this. Never seen it. 2016, we get Finding Dory. Another sequel, prequel, something. Comes and goes. 2017, Cars 3. We get Oscar attention. We get a level of momentum around Coco. But here's the crazy thing, aka Patters. No desire to see it. We get another sequel, Incredibles 2. We get another sequel with Toy Story 4. Do you guys see a pattern? And then when we get out of Toy Story 4, let's just say there's this no one's going to like me, I'm different character, aka Patters. This character model, and we kind of roll in what they call now the bean mouth era, where all the characters have a bean mouth, like the mouth is shaped like a bean when they grin or yell or smile. Onward, it's an orc that's trying to find his way in the orc world, right? He's ostracized. He's a weirdo. Do you guys see a pattern here coming? Soul. Let's just say Soul is an absolute effort. I tried watching Soul twice. Couldn't do it. I just hate how this movie deviates from the original concept and kind of becomes a wackadoo chase-ish movie. No. The core concept, the first 25-30 minutes of Soul is masterful. Luca. Guess what, AK Patters? I can't tell you anything about this movie. Didn't even know that it was Pixar until I was researching a little bit before I sat down with you guys. Movie that we discussed, and let me just say, properly B-mouth. Turning Red is the only B-mouth that I'll accept. Turning Red is a little bit now of this higher observation with Pixar, that they're not only a sequel factory, not only have they lost their way, but now they are woke. Turning Red 2022 is a tour de force. It's one of the best animated films of the era of, we can put this thing in like a top 30 list, Turning Red. I just think the concept and execution, it swings for the fences. 2022, we get what should never have been an absolute success. And we spoke about this. We have an episode on Lightyear 2022, aka Patters. Please listen to that episode. But Lightyear fumbles. 2023. Another of these Pixar films I tried to watch. Elemental. As soon as we start getting into the and again too, this is another main focus character of I'm gonna be a weirdo, my people don't like me, I'm gonna find my own way. As soon as Elemental starts getting into the logic of how the world works, and the concepts seem like too light for me, it just doesn't land. Couldn't finish watching it. 2024, of all the movies we named, here's the success. We have Inside Out. Let's see. When do we get the first Inside Out? I'm sorry, AKA Patters. I'm all over. Inside Out. Where are we? 2015. Right? Moderate success, Finding Dory. Money from Cars 3. Money from Invincible. From Incredibles 2. Money from Toy Story 4. Then we get into money from Inside Out to 2024. This movie popped. The audience was ready for this sequel. We can kind of say at this point, AKA Patters, that Inside Out 2 has saved the Pixar. Like, name, a little bit of the credibility, the impact. I mean, where are we with the box office on Inside Out 2? $200 million it cost. Box office $1.7 billion. Then we get ELIO. So no one accepts the absolute success of Inside Out. I have yet to see it, AK Powders, but I think there's 1 or 2 short films that spawned out of this. I think even right they have a Disney Plus series where I think there's like a TV show inside of someone's head, and that TV show got like a spin-off or something. Don't hold me to it. So we get ELIO, and there's this somewhat leak message from Pete Docter discussing that they're not making $200 million therapy sessions. He rubs out the original director, who I believe is LGBTQ+. There is a homosexual element in ELIO that Pete Docter, who runs Pixar, shuts down, and he brings in a new crew to just rework the story, finish the movie, and take out these controversial elements. Because a lot of people feel like some of these subjects, some of these elements should not be in something directed towards children. There will forever be that argument. I mean, so much of this stems back to people freaking out over Mortal Kombat. Some of those people were right too, AK Patters. And then we get into Hoppers 2026. I was live streaming some artwork, and there was someone in the chat asking for me to draw the aliens from ELIO. I think this is a fantastic animated film. When he makes friends with this like zero eye, big mouth, bean mouth, caterpillar alien that hooks into a war machine exoskeleton. And he also like doesn't want to do it. Like his father is this warmonger, but this one little alien just wants to be something different. And ELIO is raised by a single mother on a military base, which I believe has roots from the original director. And we kind of get, we saw it in E.T. in that dinner scene where Elliot kind of, confronts the mother about the father. And we see that it's a tough subject in the household, and the older brother kind of, brings it to Elliot when the mother and Drew Barrymore, go to clean dishes. There's something of like Harry Potter, Peter Parker, of kind of a child being left in this world to fend for themselves. We even see it with Billy Batson and Captain Marvel / Shazam. This is a low-hanging fruit element to capture the heart of the audience and their interest. ELIO achieves that, and we feel sorry for this kid right away, and we're happy for him. when he tells all his alien friends that he's the master of Earth. And from that point on, we just get a bunch of wackiness. Dare I say, we get a lot of classic Disney in ELIO. I thought this movie was great. I thought the course correction was well done. Now, I'm not making any comment on the quality of the movie if some of these original elements stayed in the movie. I don't know. We'll probably never see that movie. We'll probably never be able to even visualize that movie outside of some bullet point, plot points that will probably come to the surface as time goes on. I think this movie, overlooked, underrated, to me, feels a little bit like a Pixar movie. I just would like them for their antagonists to get away from this, because we have two characters in this movie that are I'm different. I just hope my people accept me type character. When we look at, the back to back of like Wall-E and Up, and just how drastic the protagonists are in both of these movies. And even look, we can even group in Incredibles, Cars, Ratatouille, Wall-E, Up, Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc. There's very little in common when it comes to the core of the character. Pixar needs to drift away from this low-hanging fruit idea. Where is ELIO? How much did it lose? $200 million plus. So this movie could have cost $300 million with the remaking the movie as we go along. Box office still substantial, $150 million. The movie lost over $50 million, and now we have Hoppers, which is a incredible idea. Hoppers cost $150, made $300 million, so it doubled. Not bad, but Hoppers is such an interesting idea. I hope to see that and bring that to you guys. I will do my best to fill in the blank, I guess starting with The Good Dinosaur, so we can be a little bit more accurate when we compare the filmography of Pixar. A little bit of a long episode today, but I do want to tease that I want to discuss how Pixar changed Hollywood production, and maybe guide you guys through to a couple of resources to help you with that, because it is well documented. I want to have that discussion. Be on the lookout for that. We're trying to figure out how to roll out some of these opinion episodes or supplementary episodes in the whole feed rollout. So just bear with me, AKAPADers. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Okay, that's a wrap.